Day 33, how I was conned out of over $2 million. So at this point in the story, we're hundreds of thousands of dollars in, and honestly, I'm now hemorrhaging money. And, she's telling me that we keep have to answering back to motions and that we're winning. And, we just have to continue on until, we can get through all this testimony and get the testimony in of the other, of our witnesses and get done with her witnesses, which, she had some people from the travel club that, or travel broker, other travel brokers, the Brenda that got fired supposedly, and this Chris John, and I don't know who else, because it doesn't really matter. Obviously, they were all pretend, but, at this point, she's telling me this. She's telling me that our witnesses are testifying. So Mrs. Yamada testifies, and then like a week later, she supposedly dies. But she's, her testimony's locked in, and we're all good, and we're getting to the end of this. But yet, everything is another motion or another testimony. So there are months where I'm literally giving out $60,000, $70,000, $100,000. There was one month I look back and it was $200,000 because this is how much. And at one point I remember saying like, I'm 1.49 million in, and I'm like, when is this going to stop? And she's like, we're almost there. We're almost there. Like, we just have to get to the end of the trial. And I was like, well, I'm literally, my mom's borrowed against her condo. Like have borrowed everything that I can. I can't get any more money. So what do? Well, we had paid off our house in 2021 because, we paid extra on payments. It took us 19 years. We paid it off. I was super happy because in 2021, it was my 50th birthday. And I was like, okay, by the time I'm 50, our house will be paid off. So our house was paid off. So what did I do? I went and took an equity loan against our house for $240,000 because I had to pay off all the credit cards that I had charged up because I couldn't afford the payments anymore because they were literally $10,000 a month. That's what my credit card payments were, $10,000 a month. So I could no longer do it because I was pulling money out of 401k trying to pay the payments. And of course, there's penalties on the 401k, there's taxes on the 401k. And, she just keeps telling me we're going to get this money back and we're going to be able to put all this money back where it goes. And, we're going to be able to get our lives back and nobody's ever going to be the wiser. And I'm thinking to myself, I really don't care if I'm made whole. I just don't want anything to happen to my husband's retirement. I just want him to be able to retire because I know at the end of this, there's no way we're not getting found out and that we're going to end up being divorced. But I'm trying to get stuff back into place, at least in his name. I don't care if I go penniless and if I'm broke because I deserve it, right? This is the most effed up situation anybody's ever seen in their life. And of course, she's crying all the time, telling me her mental health is just waning on this and she just can't take it anymore. And she wants to drive her car off a cliff. And if it wasn't for me, that, she would have come clean a long time ago. And she was just trying to save me. And she was doing all of this stuff for me. Yeah, she was doing all of this stuff for me. She was doing all of this stuff to get money from me. That's what she was doing. And it worked because I continued to give her money and then paid off all the credit cards. And then, I had this home equity loan that I now needed to pay off, which my husband, again, didn't know about. So it's just a whole nother nightmare. So keep on with me and I'll tell you a little more on day 34. Thank you for everything. Please give me some comments. I'm here to answer anything as soon as I figure out all this social media on how to answer all the comments properly. Like this video, share this video, send this video on to people that you want to warn against a best friend that you trust implicitly, because now I don't trust anyone. And why would I? Thanks, y'all. Have a good night.